Gemini and Gemini cross watchers to your reading for this week. I hope you guys are all having a good week. Oops, sorry. Gemini. Oh, so we got the Six of Cups with the Fool and the Ten of Wands. Okay. Just a minute here, Gemini. Gemini, I kind of feel like you have been, you seem to feel like you took a wrong turn somewhere. You may be looking at what you, I almost wanted to say what you have accomplished, but it feels more that you're looking at like what you have not been able to accomplish. And it feels like you're in that moment of struggle, right? Like there's the time between when you start a new thing and you're motivated and things are great and you're really hopeful. And then there's kind of that midpoint where you hit, especially if you really have to make this work, right? Where you kind of doubt, you're kind of like, oh, why am I even doing this? It's that type of an energy. And I feel like pretty quickly you're able to remember why you started. But I feel like to a certain extent, you seem to think that you've thrown something away in order to do this. And I feel like you're starting to wonder if, like, could I get that back? It has this energy of, I feel like it's really interesting because I feel like you know that if you continue doing what you're doing, that you will eventually build what it is that you're building. You'll finish it. Excuse me. But I feel like you're almost kind of looking at it like, do I even want this anymore? Right? It feels like there's almost this energy of like, there's other things I could be out doing. And I feel like you're wondering if the thought of building, like of reaching this goal, is kind of more like I want to be really clear here because it doesn't actually feel like you're thinking that you're not capable of doing this. You're looking at it wondering if reaching this goal is worth the effort that you have to put in to reach it, if that makes sense. And I feel like the way that you're feeling right now, especially if you're, from what I'm seeing, kind of feeling like, oh, like things just keep going sideways. But it feels like you may owe it to, from what I'm seeing, it feels like to a family member that they seem to, they had very high hopes for you. And I feel like you know that this is what they would want you to do. And I feel like it seems like when you hit that energy that you know that they would want you to do it, it seems to kind of renew you. And it doesn't feel like you're not doing it to make them happy or because you have to do this thing so that they'll love you. It doesn't feel like any of that. It feels more that you're doing it to kind of honor their memory, if that makes sense. And it's almost like, and that kind of flips you from this energy of like, oh, do I even want to do this anymore? To, oh, I have to do this, even if it's going to take a little bit longer, even if I can't, like, let's say, for example, you've been working on this goal because you were, you had an easier job, right? And now you're taking on a new job, which means you won't be able to spend as much time working on this goal. And so I feel like you're looking at this goal thinking like, okay, well, is this really even something I'm going to keep into the fold? And I feel like you kind of look at it like you've come too far. You've put too much work into it to give it up now. And you seem to kind of accept or make peace with the fact that it still is going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Oops. Okay. So we have the Fool again. I feel like, here's the thing. If you have been working towards this goal for a long time and there's been a lot of like nitty gritty, right? Like there's a ton of moving pieces. There's a ton of things that you have to manage. And I feel like every time it has this energy of Every time you turn a corner, there's some other BS that you kind of didn't see coming. And I feel like to a certain extent that actually you know that if you had been putting more energy into this, that you would have seen it coming and you would have planned for it. But obviously that's not the case, right? So I feel like you are, here's the thing. I feel like you're looking at the situation knowing that the reason you're in the spot that you're in this goal, is you seem to look at it like that it is of your own making. In that, I kind of feel like you may have given up for a hot minute. You know what I mean? You may have just been like, oh, F it, and threw everything down and like, I'm just going to take a break. And I feel like there seems to be a bit of a message here that there were opportunities for you to take a break, or if you're able to look back, you're going to see that there were opportunities for you to take a break, but you were so focused on reaching this goal that you weren't taking those breaks to kind of refresh yourself. And that put you in this energy of wanting to give up, right? It wasn't a self-efficacy thing. It wasn't a confidence thing. It was I'm friggin' done with this because you wore yourself out on it. Can we get one more for Gemini? Oops. So we have the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Swords all reversed. So just a moment here. I think it's really important, Gemini, that you're not too hard on yourself here. I feel like you may kind of, when you look down at what you've kind of thrown, maybe not thrown away, but what you kind of have given up for, temporarily, or what you've given up on, I feel like it seems to make you kind of ashamed that you put so much work into it and then you just kind of tossed it aside. And from what I'm seeing, I feel like you definitely want to fix it. You're just looking at it thinking like, this is so much. Okay, actually, we're going to do this deck. What is helping Gemini with this? So we have the Five of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I feel like there's this element here of I feel like this is what I'm seeing, okay? I feel like the message here is to start sorting through the mess in front of you a little bit at a time, right? It's like, that there's a, the one day at a time. I feel like it's important for you to focus on one pile of stuff at a time. And it's almost like, and not have it in your head that like, this has to be finished, right? It's more like just going through the process and focusing on this small pile of stuff and just fix that and then go do something else, go work on something else. And I feel like it actually ends up being something that you look forward to, because you've been able to kind of, I don't know if this is the right word, but almost like compartmentalize it. And because it's not always on your mind, because you know that you're putting something towards it, like on a regular basis, it seems to help you enjoy it. And it's almost like if you were doing it to honor someone's memory, I feel like you're able to see, it almost feels like you're able to connect with them again in the process of doing it. So I think I'll leave it there, Gemini. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.